For there are so many wonderful things that our frontline workers do, and I can share many, many, many stories. The main thing I wanted to share about our frontline staff is that they're the most important group of individuals in our agencies next to our consumers. So without our frontline workers, we wouldn't be the agency that we are. Class wouldn't be the agency or the organization that it is today. They're willing to go above and beyond because they care and they are passionate about the people that they support. And I really just want to take a moment to thank all of our frontline workers for the job they did during COVID. If it wasn't for them, a lot of people would have been left without support.
There is so much that MS people and their families do not know about MS, the things that they have to do, the things that they shouldn't do, like stress, for one, needs to be avoided. They just think they're depressed because they have this chronic progressive illness. And so much of what I do, I have never had a complaint from anybody. They just soak up all of the information and the knowledge, and I feel that I really help them in living with MS.
Joyce has been with us for over 30 years, and Joyce is just one of the most committed staff members that I have ever worked with. It's a pleasure to work with Joyce each and every day. Joyce has adjusted and readjusted her schedule, again, because of the comfort level of the participants during COVID. Joyce not only was there for them in the homes as they were comfortable to continue the visits, but Joyce also made herself available all hours of the day.
With in-home services, you get to experience a bunch of different areas in the community and experience a bunch of different people and really get to understand how, how people operate and what is important to them.
Lauren has been with class for a little over a year, and she is an outstanding employee in both the Community Partners and In-Home Services program. With In-Home Services, Lauren has really stepped up to the plate. She is open to any new participant that we ask her to work with. She has helped with an individual who lived in a homeless shelter recently and stepped right in and made a huge connection with this individual and helped him to feel more comfortable and confident in the next steps in his life. Lauren has also jumped in many other ways. We had a family member who was needing to go out of state for a week, and she came to our agency to look for supports, daily supports for her mother, just for 1 week. And after Lauren met with the daughter of the participant, the daughter called me and said, "Wow, thank you so much. I finally feel comfortable leaving my mother in somebody else's hands."
Latika Carter really helped out, unfortunately, during a time where one of our homes had individuals test positive. So while it's their job to work in these roles, during a pandemic gives us a different light on it. And Latika continued to work, and it was also on the heels of losing a resident that had been ill for quite some time. She has just really shown a leadership role and an ability to step in when needed.
Safety, really, just making sure to keep everybody safe and healthy, and staying in their homes and trying to find different things for them to do, like board games and just little stuff just to keep them entertained. It's hard being locked down, in the house.
For Maggie Larder in particular, when we learned of the pandemic back in March of 2020 and we knew that the day program was going to close, she was the first person who approached me and said, "Where do you need me? Where do you want me to be?" It was without hesitation. She wasn't fearful of the pandemic. She didn't consider maybe taking a layoff. She wanted to help. So at that time, we were supporting 2 women who came to day program 5 days a week, so there was not a daylight staff for that home. So we arranged that Maggie would go to the home and work with these two individuals. And so I feel that Maggie's really deserving of this because she didn't think of herself first. She's thought about the agency, but more importantly, the people we support, and wanted to be where she knew she was needed most.
One of the best moments I ever had at class, and probably period just in my life, was I was supporting someone who had grown up in the time before we had supports like day programs or residential services. So he was institutionalized from the time he was very young, maybe even like babyhood. So he grew up really without freedom or independence, or in many cases like humanity being, we all have our own inherent humanity, but not being treated that way. And he was coming here, and I had him in a reading class, and I asked him if there was anything he wanted to work on. And a lot of people just wanted to, just learn more words or read a book. And he said, I just want to learn how to spell my name. I don't know how to spell my own name. He said, I'm a grown man. I should know how to spell my own name. But if you grow up like that, who would ever have taken that time with him? Who ever gave him that opportunity to explore anything or push his potential? So we started slow, just working with letters. This is an A, this is how it sounds. And, we were going through all the letters. This took weeks. And one day he looked up at me and he said, oh, and I said, what? And he started spelling his name. It's as if I said, M-A-G-G-I-E, M-A-G-G-I-E. He was saying his own name, obviously. And he said, that's it, that's me. And it was such a moment for him just to feel like just reclaiming that part of himself that a lot of people had taken away from him in his growing up years.
Mainly the modifications that we did, or I did with my participants, is we did things that were virtual. There were a lot of programs and activities that they can do online. I had one participant who enrolled in a writing course. I had another one who did lots of exercise classes. And I even had an individual who liked to watch the zoo cams. So that way we kept them, engaged in community through virtual activities.
And I just wanted to share an email that I received. It was from a participant in the Community Partners program. However, this reflects directly on Juanita's services, because Juanita works with this particular participant 2 days a week, every week, and she's the only community partner right now who works with the participant. So it really reflects on the work that Juanita does each and every day. So the email reads, to all community partners, never forget how important you are to your clients. You might be the only person in their lives who lets them choose what to do, where they want to go, and you might be the only person who tries to let the clients solve their own problems. And also, I bet not too many people will listen to their clients talk about a problem over and over and not get annoyed. And when you do need a break from the problem, I bet you all just keep giving them advice, about it, or you redirect them from the problem in a nice way. So again, I hope that you never forget how important you are to your clients, and that you also realize how special and unique you are as a whole group. Thank you for everything that you do for us.
Tonight, I specifically want to honor Juanita Connor, Joyce Sandarsky, Latika Carter, Lauren Bailey, and Maggie Lauder for the outstanding work that they did in providing support in people's homes to keep them included in the community. I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Job well done.